guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are switching things up around here and we are going to do a chit chat get ready with me video. You guys have been requesting one for so long. So this is the look that you guys voted for on Instagram, the soft pretty makeup look for Valentine's Day. We're gonna get into it. Before we do, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Give me a thumbs up if you end up liking this video, and let me know if you guys have any requests for videos in the comments below, and let's get started. So I have absolutely nothing on my face. I'm just gonna start off with my eyes. So I'm gonna do a little bit of a primer on my eyes first. I'm using the Painterly Paint Pot by MAC, which you guys know that I love, is my favorite eyeshadow primer. I have absolutely no idea what I'm supposed to say during this video, but I'm just gonna go ahead and do my makeup, and whatever comes out, comes out. Okay, so that is on, and I'm just gonna, what I like to do is like set it with a little bit of powder. So I'm using the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder to set that, because I find that the eyeshadow adheres a little bit better if you set it with a powder first, because if you don't set it, what happens is that the eyeshadow kind of sticks onto exactly where you applied it and it gets a little bit blotchy, which I'm not a big fan of. And then I'm going to use this Makeup Forever palette. This is one that we custom created for the Valentine's Day beauty segments that I did on CHCH and on Ottawa Daytime. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, watch my Ottawa vlog. I did a live TV beauty segment on one of the stations there. And then if you guys don't know, I do makeup segments on my station, CHCH in Hamilton. So we created this beauty palette, which I think is super pretty. It's got like all the right colors that you need. It's got rose golds and pinks and like just really pretty tones for Valentine's. So I'm so excited to dive into this. So I'm gonna start off by building my crease a little bit. So I'm gonna start off with this color right over here. So this is the color M546 that I'm gonna use on my crease. So yeah, so I work at a news station in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. It's called CHCH, and I do makeup on the news anchors. So I've been a professional makeup artist for about 12 years now. I went to university in Hamilton. I went to McMaster University like a long time ago. Just for reference, I'm 41 now. And I really didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. When I was in high school, I really wanted to be a doctor. And then when I got to university, I wanted to go into computer science. But I just, like, when I would go to those classes, like especially the computer science classes back then, like there were no girls in the lectures, like no girls at all. And I just always felt a little intimidated. And two, I also felt like I couldn't imagine myself actually doing that job, sitting at a desk for 8 hours a day. Like I just couldn't imagine my life like that. I wanted to do something a little bit more fun, something exciting. I just felt like, you know, sure, you know, I'm gonna finish school and then I'll end up with a job, but then like, you know, what is that? Then you get married and you have kids, and it just didn't seem like my dream. Like it did. Like I wanted life to be more exciting than that. I couldn't accept that that's what my life would turn out to be. So I think that caused a lot of like problems with me in school, and why I actually never ended up finishing university. I just, my heart wasn't there. It just was not there at all. So what I ended up doing was, well, before we do that, I'm gonna tell you guys what color I'm using next. Actually, you know what? Before we move any further, I'm just gonna do my eyebrows. So I'm gonna use the Anastasia Dipbrow Pomade in dark brown, and I'm just using their number 12 brush. So before we get into the eyes any further, I just wanna do my brows. So back to my story, what I was saying was, yeah, I couldn't imagine doing that, so I didn't finish school. And you know, when you grow up in the South Asian community, you guys know, if you're South Asian, like there's a lot of pressure to do something really big, you know? You just have that pressure at the end of the day that you need to be in a profession that like your parents can be proud about, and that, you know, you can sort of hold your head up high in the community and stuff. And back then, like now I feel like it's very different. Now I feel like if you know, told your family that you wanted to be a makeup artist, they probably wouldn't like be upset about it. Because you can make so much money doing weddings and stuff, right? So you probably wouldn't get that response, but back then it wasn't really heard of. I only knew one other girl that was an Indian that was like a makeup artist at MAC. So I'm throwing just a little bit of concealer under my brows to carve them out a little bit more. I'm using, I have this MAC eyeshadow, or this MAC concealer palette that I just sort of end up mixing other concealers and throwing them in there. They're all MAC Studio Finish concealers, but this color right here that I'm using, I just discovered that I am in love with it, is the NC20 as an under your brow brightener. Yeah, so I loved makeup since I was a little kid. Like my cousins would come over and I would like do makeovers on them. I had my little caboodles kit, and like I remember we would like stay up till late and I would get in trouble because like we'd just be doing makeovers and stuff. So I loved makeup since I was little, and I grew up with, you know, a couple of older girl cousins that loved it too. And that just sort of like really ignited my passion for it, and it never went away. I just loved makeup my whole life. Fast forward to after school, I ended up just getting a corporate job downtown Toronto. I just worked at one of the corporations and I hated my life. I hated everything about that job. And okay, so before we go into the next color, I'm just gonna let you know it's this is the S864 color. It's the Artist Color Shadow from Makeup Forever. I'm just grabbing another crease brush and then I'm gonna apply this color into the crease. So this one right over here. So yeah, so basically a friend of mine asked, if you won the lottery tomorrow, what would you do? And I was like, oh, that's simple. I would quit my job and I would go work at MAC. And they're like, oh, but you don't need to work at MAC because you won the lotto. Like, you don't need to work. And I was like, no, like that's not work, that's fun. So from there, what had ended up happening was I ended up getting laid off from my job, which was devastating at the time, but actually a blessing in disguise, because then I went to makeup school. I took 2 courses at George Brown College, and you could make the choice to continue further, but my only goal was to get into MAC. So as soon as I was finished the second course, like I took a day and I mapped out the route and I went to like every single MAC in the area and I applied to every single one. And the very first counter that I went to, the manager at the counter was like, they're opening a new location and they're doing interviews that day. She has her last interview at 3, can I come back at 4? And that was like 10 in the morning. So I was like, definitely. I still went to the other MACs, I still applied, and then I went back there for the interview, and I don't know what she saw in me, but she hired me on the spot. And that was like one of the best days of my life. I was so excited. And I ended up working at MAC for 6 years. This is such a pretty color, guys, honestly. So I'm gonna try something today for the first time that I've never tried before, not even in my own makeup routine, is I'm gonna like carve out the lid. You know how people do that with the concealer and then they put the lighter color on there? I'm gonna try to do that. So I don't know how it's gonna work out, but we're gonna see. But you guys voted for a soft and pretty look, so that's what I'm trying to do here, but make it look actually like a little bit more visually interesting. Okay, I just wanted a little bit of a darker pop in the crease just to, I know we're making this soft and pretty, but I just wanted a little bit of something in there. So we're gonna do this Modern Renaissance palette, and we're gonna use the color Antique Bronze. So I'm just gonna take a smaller, more dense crease brush, and I'm going to apply a little bit of this into my crease before I carve out the lid. So now where was I in my story? So yeah, so I started working at MAC. I worked at MAC for 6 years, and I learned so much. It was such an amazing experience. I really enjoyed, I worked at a few different counters, and I had like, you know, every counter you're gonna have a different experience. I worked with some amazing artists. Like, I learned so much, but I think the biggest learning experience for me was when I was at MAC, was working at the MAC store in Yorkdale Mall. That was probably the best learning experience, because every single person that came in to that store looked completely different from the person before. They had like a completely different set of needs, different skin tone, different skin type. Everything was just so completely unique. It was such a good learning experience because you had to work with such a variety of people that like afterwards, like I could work on anyone because I had that experience. So if you guys are looking, like if you guys want to become a makeup artist, I would definitely say work at a counter in a mall that has a diverse group of customers is probably the best learning experience you're gonna have. Okay, I'm just mixing those concealers now and I'm gonna try this technique. Bear with me. Okay, so now I'm gonna use the other color that is in this palette that's kind of like that rose gold feel, and it's D750. It's this color right over here. So yeah, so anyways, what ended up happening, how I got into TV was I was working at the MAC counter in Hamilton, which is where the news station is, and the executive assistant came in and they were looking for a makeup artist to be on call, and the hours were super early in the morning. Like you would have to be there. I think back then it was like you had to be there at 4 o'clock or something like that. And I did not even care. I was just like, are you kidding me? Yes, I will do it. It was just on call. It was only like if one of the artists couldn't come in. And so yeah, so I just called them up. I was like, please, like I'm really interested in this. So they had me come in to do like a makeup test. And I did it on one of the news anchors, Annette Hom. And she's been like the person that I've been working on for over 10 years now. And yeah, she liked the makeup, and then I started there. I think that was like April of 2008. About 6 months later, one of the artists left and there was an opening. So I got in there permanently and I've been there ever since. And it's so much fun. And everyone is so nice there and such a fun environment. And the thing that I like the most, especially about the morning show, because I do the evening as well, but the morning show, you get to meet all like the different guests, the guests that come in and you do their makeup. It's so fun. Oh my gosh, guys, I really love this technique. Look at how much it just makes your crease pop even more. Now I'm gonna go in with the lightest color right over here, M535, and I'm gonna go right into, like right under the brow and do the brow highlight. So yeah, so that's basically like how I got started in makeup, how I ended up getting into TV. I just feel like you have to just jump on every opportunity that is presented your way. You don't know if you're gonna like it. That's what I always tell people. If you're thinking about what you wanna do in a certain field and you don't know exactly, try everything. When I first started, I did everything. Like I did editorial, I did runway, I did everything that I could possibly think of just to see like, where's my heart? What do I enjoy the most? And I definitely enjoy doing TV a lot. I'm gonna do the antique bronze under my eyes first. I wanna get a little bit of a smokiness going under the eyes. Okay, and then I'm gonna do a little bit of the pink color that we had in our crease. This one right over here under my eyes as well. I'm just gonna use a crease brush and just blend that out. So for liner, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the same thing that I did underneath my eyes. I don't wanna do like a really thick black liner or like a liquid liner. So I'm just gonna take this and I'm gonna press that antique bronze color, this one right over here, right along my lash line, because I wanna smoke it out a little bit. So what I was saying was that like, if you want to try something, just try everything and then discover what you really love and where your heart is. And like, you never know, like you never ever know where life is going to take you. But one thing I know for sure is that it's too short to do something that you just don't enjoy. Okay, so now we're going to do some mascara and then we're going to get into face. I'm using the Essence Lash Princess mascara. This is the MAC Pro Conceal and Correct palette in medium. So what I like to do is mix the two pinky shades, which is NW25 and NW35. I'm just applying that color right where it's dark. So you guys know that I've been doing the Makeup 101. I'm gonna be doing concealers this month, so I am just going to put some foundation on. I got the new NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation, and I'm so excited to try this. I'm trying this for the first time with you guys. So I've heard so many great things, and then I'm using this Royal & Langnickel flat top foundation brush, which I've never used one of these foundations, so I'm really excited to use this one. Oh my god, look at the coverage. Guys, this coverage is phenomenal and it feels so nice and it's so smooth. I'm just gonna grab my Makeup Forever Pro Sculpting palette. This is in 30, and I'm just going to grab like one of these oval brushes. So for how I got into doing like beauty segments on TV, so basically working at CH and stuff, like I would see people come in to do the segments and stuff like that, and I was always curious about it. And then I was working with somebody who suggested that, you know what, like why don't you just ask them and see if they'll allow you to be on air? And I asked and they were like, sure. And I was like, oh crap, now I have to be on TV. But they were fantastic. They just were so patient with me, and it was a long process to get to the point where I am right now, where I'm very comfortable. But I would just go on every so often, and I started back in 2012. and just talk about like makeup or do little demos on it. But yeah, like doing that got me into the habit of like learning how to talk on camera and stuff like that. So now like that I've been doing it for so long, it's really not as difficult as it used to be. And I really, really, really enjoy it. I really love doing the TV segments. That's a lot of fun. When I was a little girl, I used to like always dream I wanted to be on TV. Okay, so now I'm going to use the lighter color in the Sculpting palette, and I'm using my Sephora Pro Airbrush Conceal Brush, and I'm going to highlight under my eyes. But I think out of everything that I do, I really enjoy YouTube so much. Like, you guys have probably noticed that I've been posting a lot more lately, and it's just one of those things that's like, if you're gonna give this a try, like really give it a try. Don't just sort of come and go like I used to, or just post every now and then. Like, I'm trying to take it a little bit more seriously, and because I just really enjoy it. Now we need some blush. I'm going to use my MAC palette, and this is Pink Swoon. I'm gonna go with this color right over here. So probably the thing that I'm most excited about these days that I'm doing is the whole deep beauty thing, which you guys have probably seen, like my posts on how to be more confident, how to be more happy. That for me is the most exciting thing, because I wasn't always super confident. I didn't grow up with a very high self-esteem. I don't know why. I was never that super confident, fearless person, and I always wanted to be, and I had to do a lot of work on myself. A lot of work on myself. And I just found that, you know, when you work on yourself, there's so many rewards, you know, and you can have whatever life you want, whatever you dream of in life, you can make that happen. And I think that I discovered that, and when I discovered that and the person that I used to be into the person that I am now, I just wanted to share it with everybody. I just want to help everybody be the best version of themselves that they can possibly be. And I know that sounds really sappy and stuff, but it's just really super important to me. And that's why I started the whole deep beauty, like the videos and the posts and stuff, and then the Facebook community, which is awesome. And the girls in there are so amazing and so supportive of each other. If you guys want to join, it's for women only. Just search Deep Beauty in Facebook and request to join. And we do these monthly challenges, and everybody's just cheering everybody on. It's so amazing. And then the Deep Beauty podcast, that's my latest obsession. Like sharing people's stories on what they've gone through in life and showing how they got to where they are now, just to help anybody that's listening that might be going through the same thing, is like everything to me right now. There's so many people that are hurting in this world on a mental and emotional level that they feel like they can't talk to people or they can't tell anyone what's going on. Especially in our South Asian community, I feel like we don't really talk about things that are taboo, or we aren't really supposed to share what we're going through, but I don't agree with it, you know? Like, I just feel like nobody's life is perfect, and why don't we just help each other instead of trying to pretend everything is perfect and maintaining this air of perfection that is actually very unrealistic and makes people feel way worse about themselves than they need to. If you guys haven't subscribed to that, go check out for it on iTunes. And yeah, so that's what's been going on with me. I would love to know what's going on with you guys. I really want to get to know you guys even more. If you aren't a member of the Facebook community group, please join so I can get to know you guys. And I'm gonna grab a lipstick right now, and I will link everything down below in the description box for you guys so you know exactly what I use. Now for lips, I'm gonna mix two different liquid lipsticks. I'm doing the Too Faced Melted Matte. This one is 1998 and this one is Queen Bee. So I'm gonna put down Queen Bee first. Which is already really pretty. I think I really like this on its own, but I'm gonna just add a little touch of 1998 just to add a little bit more pinkness. This is super pink, so just be really careful. So this is the look, guys. I hope you guys like this video. If you guys want to see more chit chat, get ready with me videos and listen to me ramble for like 20 minutes, let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up if you ended up liking this. And I'll see you guys next week with another video. Take care, guys. Happy Valentine's Day to you all. I hope you guys have an amazing, amazing Valentine's Day.